Ladies and gentlemen, forget everything you thought you knew about Claressa Shields' picture-perfect engagement, because behind the smiling photos and glittering ring lies a storm of betrayal, secret deals, and receipts so messy they could drown an entire career. And the man holding those receipts? None other than Papoose, and this time, he's not holding back. For years, Papoose kept his image squeaky clean, playing the loyal, low-key figure in the background. But according to whispers from deep inside the industry, the rapper has finally had enough of being painted as the irrelevant ex. Now he's allegedly gearing up to unload everything, and I mean everything about Claressa and her beloved Fiancé. We're talking hush-hush payments, shady late-night meetings, flirtatious messages that somehow ended up in the wrong inbox. And the way Papoose tells it, this isn't just about romance gone wrong. This is about a calculated game to erase him from the industry while hiding a Fiancé's dirtiest secrets. The only question now is, when Papoose finally pulls the trigger, will Claressa's empire survive? Or are we about to watch a knockout far worse than anything she's ever seen in the ring? The gloves are off, and this isn't a friendly sparring match, it's an all-out demolition in the court of public opinion. For months, Papoose sat silent, letting the whispers swirl and the gossip blogs write their own versions of the Claressa Shields fairy tale. But now, he's flipping the table, tearing down the carefully curated image and pulling receipts that, if real, could turn Claressa's golden couple narrative into a full-blown scandal. It all starts with what insiders are calling the silent setup. According to one industry source, a longtime PR assistant will call Tamika, who claims to have worked with both Papoose and Claressa's Fiancé. The tension didn't begin after the breakup. Oh no, Tamika says this drama was brewing long before the public even knew there was trouble in paradise. He was always in the background, she allegedly told an anonymous blogger. They let Pap think he was welcome, but meetings would accidentally get rescheduled when he was supposed to be there. Phone calls would happen without him. It was like watching someone slowly get erased. And if you believe Papoose's side of things, that eraser wasn't an accident. He claims Claressa's Fiancé had been subtly maneuvering to take over connections Pap had built over years, promoters, music contacts, media producers, all under the guise of helping Claressa's brand. But here's where it turns from petty to downright sinister. According to leaked screenshots making the rounds in private group chats, Claressa's Fiancé allegedly texted a business associate about making sure Pap's name stops showing up on guest lists. The same messages go on to say, "We can't build her empire if he's always in the picture." Ouch. Publicly, Claressa has brushed off the rumors, posting cryptic Instagram captions like, "I focus on winning, not whining. You can't block blessings meant for me." But behind the scenes, things are getting uglier. Papoose's camp insists they have proof: email chains, call logs, even an accidental voice memo that show deliberate attempts to block him from gigs, interviews, and events. One alleged example, a charity boxing showcase in Atlanta. Papoose claims he was invited months in advance, only to have his spot mysteriously reallocated to, you guessed it, Claressa's Fiancé. Not Claressa herself, but the Fiancé. When questioned, organizers reportedly said they were told, "Pap's not available, but we've got someone better." The worst part, Papoose swears he never even knew about the scheduling change until photos from the event started popping up online. And in those photos, Claressa's Fiancé is front and center, schmoozing with names Pap had known for over a decade. You might wonder why Papoose didn't speak up sooner. Well, according to another anonymous insider, he tried, but every time he spoke privately, it was spun as jealousy or insecurity. They played him like the bitter ex before he even became the ex, the source claims. By the time the breakup went public, the narrative was already against him. But this isn't just about social snubs or hurt feelings. If the allegations are true, Claressa's Fiancé might have crossed into territory that could be considered career sabotage, and that's where lawyers come in. Papoose's legal team has reportedly been reviewing documents and communications to determine whether they can sue for tortious interference, a fancy term for deliberately damaging someone's professional relationships. While those cases are notoriously hard to win, just the act of filing could be a PR nightmare for Claressa's camp. And the internet is eating this up. Twitter is a war zone of hashtags, #PapScience, #KnockoutDrama, and the brutally petty hashtag from rings to receipt stop. TikTok creators are reenacting the alleged text messages with dramatic background music and captions like, "When your girl's man steals your career." Some fans are skeptical, pointing out that Papoose's career hasn't exactly been red hot in recent years, even without alleged sabotage. One comment with over 5,000 likes reads, "He's acting like he was headlining Madison Square Garden every weekend. Maybe he just fell off." But even those critics admit, if the receipts are real, Claressa and her fiancé are in trouble. Not just trouble, but the kind of brand-destroying scandal sponsors run from faster than a bad investment. Adding fuel to the fire is an unverified but juicy rumor claiming Claressa's fiancé has his own skeletons and that Papoose is holding back the dirtiest details for maximum impact. Allegedly, these bombshells involve questionable financial dealings, a side relationship that overlaps with his engagement, and one incident that could even have legal implications. The way Pap sees it, according to his camp, this isn't about petty revenge. It's about self-defense. In his own words during a recent freestyle he dropped bars about it. Pap said, "I kept quiet while you drew up your plot. Now it's my turn. Let's see what you got. Receipts in my pocket, the truth in my hand. Time to show the world you're a fraudulent man." That clip alone racked up over 3 million views in 48 hours. Still, this is just the opening round. The real fight and the juiciest revelations are reportedly being saved for a major sit-down interview Papoose is allegedly negotiating with a top gossip channel. And if that happens, it won't just be Claressa's fiancé on the hot seat. Claressa herself might have to answer some uncomfortable questions about what she knew and when she knew it. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about a broken relationship, it's about power, manipulation, and a battle for industry dominance. And just when people thought Papoose's interview would be the main event, a different leak hit the internet, one that didn't come from his camp. This came from an anonymous Dropbox link posted on a shady gossip forum at 2:00 a.m., titled simply for Pap. Within hours, clips and screenshots from the folder started circulating like wildfire. The content allegedly showed private exchanges between Claressa's fiancé and multiple industry contacts, some painting him as a man working not just against Papoose, but against others in the same entertainment and sports circles. One particularly damning screenshot showed an email thread with a promoter in Miami where Claressa's fiancé wrote, Papoose's reputation, according to one leaked email, was allegedly dismissed with the line, "His reputation is done. Trust me. You don't want to attach your brand to him. I can put you in touch with better names for the event." That final phrase, "better names," quickly became a viral meme, with Twitter users posting random objects such as a loaf of bread, a rusty bicycle, or a parking ticket under the caption "better names." But buried within the leak was something far more dangerous, a file labeled sponsorship reallocation agreement. Reddit's self-proclaimed document analyst claimed it outlined how endorsement deals originally pitched for Papoose were redirected to Claressa Shields and her fiancé's joint branding projects. Whether real or a clever fake, the public didn't care, the damage was already being done. Interestingly, Papoose remained unusually quiet about the leak. No tweets, no cryptic Instagram captions, not even a freestyle verse, which only fueled speculation that the receipts were legitimate. Silence, in scandals like this, often speaks louder than any denial. Then came the phone call. An audio clip allegedly recorded during a tense exchange between Claressa's fiancé and an unnamed associate surfaced on TikTok. The voice, believed by online sleuths to be 99% certain to belong to the fiancé, was heard saying, "Papoose needs to understand this is our time. If he gets in the way, I'll ruin him. I don't care what it takes." That single statement detonated across gossip blogs and YouTube channels, with hashtags like #I'llRuinHim and #ThisIsOurTime trending within 48 hours. Claressa's camp responded with a cautious statement. Claressa Shields is focused solely on her upcoming fights and brand partnerships. She has no involvement in any alleged private matters concerning others. In other words, they weren't touching the situation publicly. But neutrality in a public feud often leads both sides to question loyalty. Sources close to Papoose say any lingering trust in Claressa has evaporated, with her silence interpreted as complicity. Rumors now swirl that Papoose has his own arsenal of evidence, including direct messages between Claressa's fiancé and a well-known figure in the sports world, hinting at a personal relationship that overlaps with his engagement to Claressa. Fans, acting as amateur detectives, are combing through old press photos, circling glances exchanged at public events, and matching outfits and trips across social media timelines. TikTok is flooded with side-by-side breakdowns, while Twitter threads with tens of thousands of likes analyze every possible clue. But insiders insist Papoose is patient, holding back because his alleged evidence could have real business consequences. In entertainment, that kind of fallout lost sponsorships, revised contracts, revoked invitations cuts deeper than any diss track. His strategy, they claim, is to let the public pressure build before releasing proof that sponsors can't ignore. Still, dragging down the Fiancé risks collateral damage to Claressa's brand, and backlash from her loyal supporters could be fierce. Yet some believe Papoose wants nothing less than a total, no survivors takedown. Whispers are already circulating that he's secured an exclusive sit-down with a top gossip YouTube channel, complete with unreleased evidence to be revealed live on air. If that happens, the fallout will not be contained to just one target, and the so-called final round of this saga might be the most brutal yet. The studio is booked, multiple camera angles are set, and every person in the room will sign a non-disclosure agreement. According to one source, Papoose plans to arrive with 2 laptops, one for presenting evidence and another as a backup in case technical difficulties suddenly appear. In a war like this, no one trusts the Wi-Fi. The leaked topic lineup for the upcoming interview reads like the plot of a scandal-heavy Netflix documentary. Segment 1, The Disappearing Opportunities, featuring emails, call logs, and calendar. Screenshots allegedly proving that Claressa Shields' Fiancé systematically cut Papoose out of events and endorsements. Segment 2, The Side Hustles, where Pap will reportedly reveal proof of backdoor sponsorship deals and undisclosed payments tied to Claressa's brand partnerships. Segment 3, The Most Anticipated, centers on the other relationship, with rumored direct messages between Claressa's Fiancé and an unnamed figure from the sports world expected to serve as the finale. If those messages are as incriminating as whispers suggest, the fallout could be nuclear. Our source says Pap won't just drop receipts, he'll drop timelines, with exact dates and locations cross-referenced to Claressa's public appearances. That kind of detail could make vague denials impossible. If the dots connect on screen, 2 reputations could be permanently stained in one night. Claressa isn't sitting idly by. Another insider claims her team is scrambling to preemptively control the narrative, possibly by planning a counter-story in a friendly media outlet before Pap's interview airs, something framing him as bitter, manipulative, and desperate for relevance. But public patience for preemptive spin is thin. If Claressa's version hits first, the internet will smell the panic, and panic never plays well in the court of public opinion. Meanwhile, her Fiancé has gone completely silent. No social media activity, no interviews, no public sightings. The absence only fuels TikTok detectives, who are posting theories about where he is and what he's hiding. One viral comment even joked, "This man is in witness protection, and the witness is Papoose." Brutal. Behind the scenes, nerves are fraying not only in Claressa's camp but among industry figures who've done business with her Fiancé. If Pap's side hustle evidence links sponsors, brands, or event organizers to shady dealings, the fallout could extend far beyond one relationship. We could see contracts terminated, partnerships dissolved, and even legal audits. And then there's the nuclear wildcard heatwave. This enigmatic industry figure mentioned earlier in the saga allegedly has dirt on nearly everyone. Insiders claim he's watching closely, deciding whether to get involved. If heatwave starts leaking, the situation could spiral from Pap versus the Fiancé into a full-scale industry meltdown. Still, Papoose isn't without critics. Some warn that his scorched earth strategy could backfire, making him look vindictive rather than justified. Others counter that in an industry where reputation is everything, letting someone erase you without a fight is career suicide, and if you must fight, fight with a flamethrower. What's undeniable is that the stakes are sky high. Claressa's next fight is only months away, and every sponsor, fan, and commentator will be watching. Every move she and her Fiancé make between now and the interview could tip the balance. The clock is ticking, the receipts are stacked, and the audience is salivating for a knockout blow. But when Pap finally strikes, will it be a clean hit? Or will the shrapnel take out more than just his intended target? In this arena, there are no referees, no ring bells to stop the fight, only the lights going out and the headlines that bury careers. For those thinking this saga is over, think again. What's coming might be the final, brutal swing that leaves no one standing. Papoose has promised the receipts of all receipts. Claressa's camp is scrambling for damage control, and her fiancé, whether he's planning a counterpunch or simply trying to survive, appears to be bracing for impact. The evidence Pap is rumored to have could shift the conversation entirely, not just about Claressa's relationship, but about the lengths people will go to erase someone from an industry they help shape. If even half of what insiders are whispering is true, we could be staring down career-ending revelations, vanished sponsorships, dissolved partnerships, and shattered legacies. So here's the question: is Papoose a man seeking justice, finally fighting back against calculated sabotage? Or is he a bitter ex letting emotions push him into dangerous territory? Is Claressa truly an innocent caught in the crossfire? Or has she been a quiet accomplice to the very schemes that dismantled his career? Theories are already flooding comment sections, but this isn't just gossip, it's an unfolding investigation. And the court of public opinion is wide open. We'll be following every angle, every leaked message, and every suspiciously timed deal right here on Gossip Spill Vibe. When those laptops open in Pap's big interview, we'll break down every frame live. This isn't just drama, it's war. And the next shot fired could change everything.